Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, wherever you may be on this big blue planet. And like Tig said, make sure you hit the like button. And welcome, everybody. Welcome.
Hey, Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing bad. Good. Whatever.
Bad?
Well, I'm sick. I'm sick.
We don't care.
I'm sick again.
Again.
Yeah, we went out and did our date day yesterday and had sushi, and that was all nice and dandy. And then we went to the grocery store, and the next thing that happened is I got home and I started feeling sick. So somebody probably didn't wash their hands or something like that. Except, yeah.
Hey, look at that. We got more Gooder Communications. That sounds like they're in the right spot.
More Gooder Communications. I wonder who that could be.
Yeah.
I like it. It's more Gooder.
More good. Speaking of more Gooder, what you smoking tonight, Dave?
I am smoking a Cohiba Rubicon.
Are you true or false? I'm just curious. Are you down to about like 3 cigars you keep in your humidor?
No, I just went and bought more today.
No, but not 3 number, but 3 different. The quorum is half of your humidor.
I mean, my daily, as you know, is the. Oops, that's a different Cohiba. Where is my daily? Now that you say that, I'm grabbing all kinds of different cigars that I have. The J.C. Newman Quorum is my regular.
Your go-to.
But I went and bought a couple of new ones today. I bought a 708 cigar Habano, a New World Puro Especial. I really like those. And then a couple of AJ Fernandez, a couple of Fuentes, and a couple of Cohibas.
All right, there you go. Mystery solved. That's Eric.
Oh, it's Eric. YouTube is retarded.
There you go. You got the whole crew in tonight.
Yeah,
you better be entertaining.
Of course. In fact, what I'm going to do is while Pantea's on, I'm going to show picture after picture of Huskies.
Jeez.
Actually, you know what? According to this afternoon when we were doing our pre-show dinner, I think if Pantea said the right word, I think that Sharon would donate a husky to her. Leica was being a how can I put this? A little crap.
Oh, see, Ponte's got the same issue that her name is different too on her login.
That's weird.
Interesting. Yeah, YouTube's messing something up tonight.
Well, but is it YouTube? Are they? Yeah, are they watching it through YouTube? Yeah, I guess they will be.
Well, just so everybody knows what you're talking about is that what was it about a week ago? We were getting cat food at the pet store, and they were having a adoption fair for dogs, and my wife fell in love with a husky that was there, which resulted in many conversations about bringing one home. We've got 2 elderly kittens, so
well, they do good with cats.
Well, maybe not.
We've got 2 older cats. Well, we have 1 older cat now. But see, I noticed that Pantea said, "Don't tempt me." Mm-hmm. So you told me that the case was closed, locked, shut, door knob closed. Real quick, I need to give crap to somebody. So apparently, if you see this, I may be detached, trying to put together a last-minute night run. So what that tells me is priorities.
He's still here.
I know, but I already knew that he was going to do that because somebody on our Dirt Road Coalition site had mentioned, anybody want to go out and do a night run because this weekend we're supposed to get rain all weekend.
I still don't I understand your point about it changing the trails, but you could take trails that maybe aren't as steep, that would not be challenging in the drive, but would be muddy fun after the rains.
Well, but here the muddy fun starts out muddy fun, and then all of a sudden somebody screams, "Flash flood!" And then it gets kind of crazy.
Okay.
But I would assume he's probably going out to a nice chill run.
So
okay. Well, wait a minute. He says his priorities are fresh air. There's a real simple statement to that. I know you have birds outside, Joe. So walk out into your backyard, smoke a cigarette, and put a fan on you, and then the fresh air will be blowing your way. Or watch our show inside your Jeep.
Yeah.
There you go. And you can just sit in the garage and rev it up.
Oh, I was thinking he could download our YouTube lives from the past and stream them on his Jeep while he's driving.
Well, he needs to get. He needs. He needs to get Starlink. That way he can go out on the trail at the same time.
Right. Who wouldn't want that?
So, exactly.
All right. So are you RC0 tonight?
Yes, RC0 tonight. I should be drinking, but I'm not. But RC0 in the Patreon. And I must say one thing real quick. For those people that have served, that are veterans in our audience, we'd like to thank you for your service. Happy Veterans Day to you. Hence the reason why I'm wearing a hat tonight, because I normally don't wear hats.
Got it. Well, I'm smoking one of the best named cigars ever. Bottom Betty.
I have never honestly tried one.
I thought you just didn't like them.
No, I've just never tried one.
Surprised. Oh, that's odd for a guy that likes pipe tobacco.
Yeah, I don't. Just don't.
All right. Well, so interesting. My wife prevented me from getting killed last night. Maybe.
Why?
I wake up to yelling somewhere behind the house, right? And so it's one of those things where maybe somebody's fighting with somebody and there'll be a few shouts and it goes away, or they're excited about some game or whatever, right? And every now and again you hear some loud shouting or whatever, and you're like, at what point does that become a problem? It was like midnight, 1 a.m. or whatever.
But you never got that at the other house.
Oh, well, we did. There was a couple at the house right below us that, my thing was going out with the flashlight and shining it into their kitchen, because that was at the back, and they'd have the sliding window open, screaming at each other. Yeah. But
in the new house, you haven't been there in a couple of years. So has the demographic changed? Or
I don't think it's been fine. I couldn't figure out what it was. It almost sounded like a guy playing a video game that's maybe like got the microphone and like I couldn't figure out what was going on because there's only one voice. But so I did the thing where I go and get the flashlight, which is a production because all the batteries are dead. And
wait, stop. Oh. Okay, this is a man who has a robotic vacuum cleaner, and you're looking for batteries for a flashlight. What about rechargeable flashlights?
So I'm in a conundrum now. You're the topic's like this, but that's fine. So I was looking on Amazon today for a new flashlight because one of my best ones is all gummed up with like leakage from the battery, right? Tons of these flashlights now are USB rechargeable ones.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Which, unless you leave it plugged in, which then it can't be like in the junk drawer on your dresser or something. It's going to die, and then you're going to need it, and you can't just swap out the AAAs. You got to charge it back up.
I have something to show you. Stand by.
Okay. Oh, talk amongst your... Well, then...
Oh, hell. It's behind my green screen. I don't want to take my green screen down. So basically, go to... Do you have Batteries Plus where you're at?
Never heard of it.
It's a battery store where you can get different batteries for any type of anything. Car batteries, regular batteries, batteries that you can't find anywhere else. They have a flashlight there that is, yes, it is USB, but instead of having to plug the flashlight into the USB, it's got a magnetic clip that goes right on the bottom. Click. And it charges up in like an hour, and it stays charged for days. And it's bright. I mean,
the problem is my flashlight sits for years.
Well,
so
if it sits for years, keep it on the
charger. Right.
Okay, back to your
story. Conundrum. So I go back, I go outside, I thought it was the people right behind us that I could do the flashlight thing, like, oh, I'm attracting attention. No, it's catty corner. There's trees. I can't see very well. I do the flashlight thing. Nothing happens. So then I have to yell, and then go, what? I say, shut up. And so then he's quiet. I go back to bed, and then I hear more yelling after a while. Right?
I love that
So
part. What?
so I get my shoes on. I'm like, and my wife's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm gonna drive around there because it's around the block on the other side." So I get in the car. I go out there. I get out of the car. I'm about ready to go across the street and pound on this door, right? And I start getting these texts about, "Don't get out of the car. You don't know what they're gonna have. They could be." I'm like, I would have been fine, but how dumb would I feel if it's on the next news about some dude gets stabbed because some drunk guy with a knife opened the door? And so,
See, that's the beauty about living. See, in Arizona, you shine a flashlight like that, there's a good shot. The next sound you will hear is a gunshot. That's why drones don't do well here. Like Amazon, I think Amazon started in Phoenix with 2 drones, and both of them got shot down. The delivery. Yeah, that wasn't very prudent, Dave. The best thing you can do in a situation like that is call 911.
Yeah, I know that's what she said, but it wasn't like consistent, and it was at the back of the house. So if you pulled up to the front, they'd be like, "What are they complaining about?" I just need a brighter flashlight. That's what I need. I need a spotlight.
But think about that. Stab, quiet. Yeah. So see that logic doesn't work. That guy could have been beating his dog or something. Who knows?
Yeah. I hear
the fact that he said "what" sounds like he was outside, though.
I don't know. It's been warmish here, so windows are open and.
But you couldn't tell what or who he was yelling at.
No. Sometimes it was English. Sometimes it didn't sound like it. No, so it wasn't even interesting. I mean, they at least could have been entertaining.
Okay, I have to ask though. He sounded. That's a very open side. So, did the yeller or Dave sound like an asshole? Which one?
Yeah, she was concerned. Anyway,
so yeah, of course. See, here, out in the sticks, when we hear sounds like that, basically it's a flashlight and a pistol, and you're walking around the yard looking for something, like a raccoon or because one day we had a bunch of noises. And it's like, what the hell is that? So we walked outside, and I went out. And it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I shined the flashlight up near our old tack room for the horses, and there was 9 or 10 pairs of eyes staring back at me. That was crazy. It was a bunch of raccoons. And then the other time, when I truly got scared is, and you'll have to Google this. Everybody, you'll have to Google this later. Google a bobcat when it is looking for a mate. That sound. Because I walked outside the backyard and it sounded like a possessed witch shriek. And I looked at Sharon and I said, "Stop screwing around." And she goes, "I'm not doing anything." And then I heard it go down the side of our house. And it turned out that it was a bobcat that was either in heat or looking for a mate. It was scary. I mean,
I wonder if coyotes make that same kind of noise.
Oh, they just yip.
Because where we live, there was some, we were up on a hill, so you could hear sound traveled. And we heard something that just seemed unhuman, just this weird, painful, howling, weirdest noise in the world. Maybe and that's almost what it sounded like you were talking about.
Maybe, it could have been a bobcat. But no, usually coyotes are yippy. They just yip. Oh. They don't howl, they just yip. But the raccoons, and the funny thing is, raccoons don't care. They were staring at me. I was walking right up to them. They're like, "What? What do you want? Go away."
Did you used to have horses, or the people that had the property before you had horses?
No. Years ago, it was a shed/tack room. But but everybody around us has horses.
Oh.
But yeah, that's kind of freaky at night. We've gotten used to most of the sounds, but every once in a while there'll be a stray cat, and the stray cats will get into a fight. That's not fun to listen to.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. And I think sometimes you hear the neighborhood cat and a raccoon going at it because it's intense. Boy, that sounds like a fight to the death when that happens. Yeah.
Well, one time and then one time Sharon walked out the back door and there was a great horned owl sitting on her truck eating its dinner.
That's cool.
That freaked her out though, because there's this big 4-foot owl looks at her like, what? And there's this disgusting thing. Hi, Linda. Yeah, but yeah, we get, out in the sticks here, we get noises that sometimes don't sound real.
Yeah, I think if I lived out in the country, I would love that, but I'd have spotlights. Kind of like the zombie movies. If you hear something, you have a switch that's like the chunk chunk, and all the spotlights come on and light up.
Well, we have motion lights all the way around the property, which sometimes can be worse because you're walking, all of a sudden the spotlight comes on and there's nothing there, or there is something there.
It's hiding.
Exactly. Yeah, it looks like everybody's different. Linda's different.
Yeah.
And yet the only person that's not on YouTube is Tig Lily, and hers is the same.
But it says it's got the YouTube sign.
I mean, no, I don't know.
Huh. And
hi, John. I don't know who Nurse Bob is, but
Drinks and Days and Bob, huh?
So,
right.
Yeah, so that's we're talking about strange noises out in the country, or in this case, in the city.
Yeah, or over the fence. I almost thought I told you we have neighborhood cats that come through the backyard creating problems with our cats that I have the water hose prepared for. I almost thought about doing that, but I think you'd get in trouble for hosing down somebody in their backyard.
Here's a public service announcement. If you had a husky, those neighborhood cats would not go in the backyard.
Wait. Did not 5 minutes ago you said huskies and cats get along?
Well, yeah, family cats.
Oh, they know the difference.
Familiars, yes, familiars.
I understand.
Yeah. But in a way, you want those cats around because they take care of any rats or stuff that's hanging around.
Okay.
So let's get. So what are you drinking tonight? You didn't tell me what you're drinking.
I'm opened a bottle of Glasgow blend from Compass Box.
Oh, nice.
You know what? I got this major first world problem. It used to be when a good chunk of the alcohol was stored above the refrigerator, I could only reach so much without unloading it and getting on a ladder and all this. So I only had so much to pick from. Now that it's all out, it's becoming a major decision. Yeah.
Oh, we have an answer from Eric. Channel name versus the nickname you choose for your YouTube channel. They say it's for secure identification since you can't use anything forced nickname, even channel names. Excuse me.
So a change in security setting with YouTube is...
That's what it sounds like.
Uh-oh. Is it getting stormy there, Dave? You're getting frozen and broken up.
Who, me? No. Oh. It's probably I sneezed and it locked everything up.
That's it.
So we did talk about your robotic vacuum cleaner, but we need an update.
It's awesome, is what I'm gonna say. I did mention that when you buy it, you first tell it to basically map the house. It's got voice, stuff. So when it's on the base and it's going to go clean or it's leaving the mount pads behind or whatever, you hear a voice telling you what it's going to do. So the whole thing is automated awesomely, but it tells you, let it map the house at first. So it goes through and drives all around your house with its little LiDAR in the front and its cameras and all this stuff. And you can watch on your phone as it's building this map of your house. And it decides already where's the kitchen, what's bathrooms, what's hallways, what's bedrooms. And then you can go through and change the names. You can split up the rooms or combine them, all that kind of stuff. and then you just program it.
Well,
And
tell Joe which one you have because his Roombas stopped working. So, but you don't have a Roomba, so you ought to put the link in the chat to
well,
the.
like I can do that while we're on the show. I'll just I'll tell you which one we have. It's the
See,
Dream.
the only thing that I worry about something like that is if you do have a husky, I'm afraid we'd kill it with the dog hair.
It looks like this. So that's what the base looks like. It's called the Dream 50 Ultra.
But it looks like a regular Roomba, though, right?
It looks like a Roomba. This one, like I said, it's got LiDAR that pops up. It's got cameras on the front and the back. It's got a light that turns on if it's dark in the house. It'll shine so it can see where it's going. The Roomba, well, we had one that was old, and basically it vacuumed by just doing a random pattern enough that it kind of covered the whole area. This one, and I showed you before that you can look at the map of your house. I'll tell it to go vacuum the bedroom, and then it shows a line of where it's going. And so you can see that it's systematically vacuuming, and it recognizes stuff. So like if you leave your shoes out, instead of the old Roomba would like run over your shoe, get high centered and get stuck, right? And just stay there. This would go.
It would have to get winched off.
You get home and have to lift the thing off, and it didn't. This on the map, there's a little picture of shoes. It sends you a picture showing you what it thinks is shoes, and then it goes around it so it doesn't get stuck. It's amazing.
Plus, it has an excuse if you come home and say, "Why is this spot not clean?"
Right.
It has a picture and it shows that. But the reason why I was laughing is because of this statement that.
What did he say?
That Joe said. They still think that our old house, but when I try to set the map again, they just sit there and yell at me in flashing lights.
Yeah. The one thing the only negative I can find so far is that you don't want to watch this. I used to like to watch the Roombas, right, to see what they're doing. This one doesn't always make sense as to how it's mapping the room and stuff like that. And so it's good to program it while you're not home, because then you just get home, it's clean, it did its thing. You don't care how it did it. If you're watching it, you're like, what the hell are you doing? You went from that corner, drove around, did this other corner, drove back, did the mid. I don't.
Well, now when you were setting this vacuum cleaner up,
Yeah.
What's the capacity? I guess that's my concern. When you have a cat and two dogs,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if this thing would finally look up at you, send you a picture, and it would be this. This would be the picture. I'm not doing it anymore.
It will go back and empty itself mid vacuum if it needs to.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So when it goes back to the base, it sucks all the dirt and stuff out into a vacuum bag that you can throw away after a few months.
A few months?
Yeah. I haven't changed out the vacuum bag yet.
How tall is it?
It's, I don't know. Like
No, I
this.
mean, how tall is the container where it puts the...
Probably 18 inches.
Wow. That's pretty...
Yeah.
But it is... But Pantea is saying it's loud. Is it pretty loud?
When it vacuums, it can be loud. And you can also program it that if it senses large particles, it'll ramp up the speed of the vacuum, the suction of the vacuum. Yeah. If it's mopping, it's super quiet.
Oh, wait, whoa. Back up. It mops too?
Dude, yeah.
So so it knows that you've got a tile floor and a carpeted area.
When it's mapping the house, it auto senses carpet and not carpet.
So you have to have fluid inside the mopping section of the thing.
In that, so I showed you, it's got a huge base. Most of that are two containers. One you fill with water, and the other one's for the dirty water.
Okay.
And so when it's at the base, it fills itself up with clean water, and it'll go in and mop the non-carpet areas and go back and discharge the dirty water and refill if it needs to. Yeah. And so you can either set it so that if you want your carpets not to have any possibility of touching dirty mop stuff, that it'll leave the little mop pads at the base, go and vacuum, come back, and then install the mop pads and then go mop.
Oh my
Or
God.
you can set it that it kind of does both at the same time. And when it's going over a carpet, it'll raise the mop pads up so that they're not rubbing on the carpet. I'm telling you, man, this thing. So, but let me tell you what, it was funny because I know you keep bugging me about the Wall-E movie and the people just sitting in the chairs and all this stuff happening, right? So, you know that we also have the litter robot for the cats. So that thing we only have to empty once a week because after every time they use it, right in the. I was sitting on the couch with our vacuum heading back to the base after vacuuming, hearing the litter robot going, and I'm just going, this is awesome and ridiculous at the same time. I got a robot taking care of the cat poop, a robot that just vacuumed the house, and I'm sitting here watching TV.
But if you come, and this is where the Klaatu Barado Nikto comes in, and only sci-fi geeks will understand what that statement means. I would say, right now, Eric would know what that means. But one of these days, you're going to come home, and the vacuum cleaner and the litter box are going to be having a conversation.
Maybe, you never know. But until that day, Dave. Yeah.
So John asked earlier, if you don't mind saying, what is a range of what those things cost?
So I would say to get a decent one, you're probably starting at $500. This one was just north of 4 figures.
But it's been consistent.
Yeah, it's amazing. So like I've got it programmed that it mops the kitchen dining room Monday, Wednesday, Friday when we're at work. I have it vacuuming the room where the litter box is because, they still track some litter out onto the carpet. So that vacuums that twice a day. And then when nobody's at home, every now and again, I'll just say, oh, everybody's gone. Go vacuum our bedroom. Beep. And then it just does it. You get home.
So you could pre-program that to vacuum every day while you're at work.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. So Tig asks, how often do you toss the dirty water? I say maybe once a week. Yeah. Again, it depends on how much of your house it's mopping and the cool. Okay, I'm trying not to just go nuts, but I love this thing.
That's why we're talking about it.
After it mops, it tells you it's done. So I get notifications that it's done. It goes back, it washes the little pads, and then it blows warm water on or warm air for like 3 hours so it dries the pads so they don't get moldy. It reminds you to empty the dirty water, but it also shows you a map with a rating of how clean certain areas were based on how dirty the water was when it offloaded it. And if you want to, you can program it to automatically go back and keep mopping until it's just clean water coming back.
Jeez. And is that the same for the vacuum cleaner too?
The vacuum, I don't think you can do that. You can tell it that if it thinks that there's big particles, to go and do those areas twice. But
now, is there a limitation on what type of carpet you can have?
I don't think so because, I don't know about shag. Ours is pretty high. And so I was worried about that because, we've got a Dyson and ours is thick enough that, boy, the suction on that Dyson, it is tough to push on our carpet. And I was afraid they'd have a problem with that. No problems. And the thing I didn't think that we would need is that this thing has the front wheels have like little legs on them. So it'll push the front up if it has to go over thresholds and stuff. And so it does that to get up into our bedroom because the carpet's so much higher than the hardwood. So it lifts itself up to lift it up onto the carpet.
And it'll go under the bed and stuff, or you just program it that way?
It will, because it will sense where it needs to lower the LiDAR. So if it needs to lower the LiDAR to get under like our buffet and stuff like that, it does that.
So you don't have to move anything when you're mapping. It'll just map things the way they are.
Yep. Yep. And then if you move stuff, like you move a chair or whatever, it knows that. It's not like the old Roombas that would like bounce off of stuff and ding up the legs of your furniture. And
Okay, so
yeah,
the big question is, what do the cats think?
they don't care. I was
So
surprised.
you
They don't
haven't
run
gotten
away. They
one
just,
yet. You haven't got one riding on it yet,
no,
because
not
that
riding on it. It does, and it will recognize animals and take pictures of the animals if it runs across them, so that you can just see what's going on. Yeah.
so it's sending pictures in real time to your phone.
No, it puts them on the map. So let me see if I can pull. Let me see if it has this. So I go
Well, I
to
got to tell you, Dave, you're becoming a convincing salesperson for me, because that's the one thing that we hate is pushing around our vacuum because we've got
okay.
thick stuff.
Okay. So see those lines? That's
Mm-hmm.
where it cleaned today. So that was the path it took today. There's little blue circles all over that thing, right?
Right.
Every one of those is something it took a picture of. So let me show you. This is amazing. So I'm going to click on one. It saw it was cleaning tools. So it took a picture. Whoop, let me see here. And see that little box? That is a mop and a dustpan that was in the way. So it didn't vacuum that corner, and it thought that those were cleaning tools. Yes.
Jeez.
So if it runs into your cat, you'll have a little animal picture on the map. If you click on it, it'll show you a picture of what it thought was your animal. And yeah. Pretty cool, huh?
But will it allow the cat to ride on top of it?
I don't know. It would be too heavy. I think it'd be too heavy.
See, to me, it would be worth the price of admission to see what Leica would do to it.
Oh, might rip that thing apart.
No, Leica would run away. Kona, on the other hand, Kona might challenge it. But Leica would just run away. We turn the vacuum cleaner on the far side of the house, and that dog is gone. Gone. Oh. She hates it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The noise of the vacuum might. So anyway, it's just like anything else, right? Like I think this is like Roombas were pretty much the same for a very long time. They're innovating constantly. And so as they do that, the price will start coming down. And
well, it sounds pretty interesting. I guess my concern would be, is there certain particles or whatever that it just can't handle? Or would they, because I assume that it's got a roller like a regular vacuum cleaner. At what point does that get all clogged up? Or does it clean itself?
Well, interesting. So this one has 2 rollers that are only attached on one end, and they're tapered. So hair and things like that go down the taper and get sucked up. In theory, I haven't looked at it, but stuff like the big concern would be like big old dog poop, on your floor. You wouldn't run it riding over that, but it takes a picture, and if it thinks there's something there, it will avoid it.
Wow, that's pretty cool, actually. Yeah. Now, if you're running this thing and you happen to be in the room, will it stop and say, "Dude, get out of the way"? I'm working here.
I'll show you, John. It's called the Dream X50. Is it gonna? It's not gonna focus. There you go, X50 Ultra.
See, Dave, what you need to do is you need to send them this show and see if they'll make you a brand ambassador.
You know what? And so far the customer service has been amazing, because I don't think they're in the United States. And one time, like I said, you can't watch it vacuum; it'll drive you nuts. So I was watching it vacuum, and I was or mopping, and I was like, why did it keeps going into places where it was done and it's not doing anything? And so I emailed them, and they said, serial number, purchase receipt, all this stuff. They say, now shoot a video of it, send us load it up to like Google, whatever, send us a link to the video, and we'll watch it and see what's going on. And I'm like, that's pretty impressive.
That is.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Very interesting.
But I think last time we talked about this, you mentioned the big full-size humanoid robots that they've shown, like mixing a soup and all that stuff. This is like
But
child's
see
play.
that no, but there is how you handle your neighbor that's been yelling. Tig really said it. Send it over there. And you remember there was a movie where there was these really cute little alien robots that would fly around and stuff. That person would freak out if this all of a sudden this thing showed up at their front yard.
Oh my gosh. I need a drone, Dave.
That's what you need.
I need a drone because I could take it off from our front yard. They would have no clue where it came from. I need a drone with a flashlight on it.
Well, actually, you'll have to text Joe. Joe just bought a really cool drone that he uses out on the thing through
Yeah.
Amazon, of all places.
There you go. $550 off on Black Friday.
That's pretty good. Interesting. Well, you may have a convert. We may have to consider that because
Yeah, I'll send you the guy one of the videos I watched when he took off because he had animals too. He went before he threw away the paper bag that collects all the stuff. He cut it open to show all the pet hair that it accumulated. I'll do that and I'll send you a picture of it so you can see how it handles the hair. But
that's pretty cool. That's pretty. I will say that's pretty cool. And like I said, until it becomes self-aware,
yeah,
and then I call you and you don't answer the phone, and
then it has a union. And
yeah,
I
see that? Yeah, exactly.
got to give it holidays off, and yeah. But boy, now I'm thinking about a drone with a flashlight on it.
Now so I take it that base that it goes into is also it's hooked to electricity, so it also recharges it right there.
Yeah, it'll say returning to base for charging. It heats up the water, so it's mopping with warm water.
So how does it give you like a certain number of square feet that it can handle, or is it just
No, because if it needs to return to charge to finish the job, it'll do that.
so it'll probably go back to the base, unload what it already has, and then go back out. So basically, you do have a little Wally.
Little Wally, yeah.
See, that's
No.
what
Remember the guy in Wally, the robot, the white robot with the
they got
mopping thing?
upset. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that one.
See, you need to personalize it and make it kind of Pixar.
Yeah.
Make it Disney. I'm telling you, you need to put googly eyes on it. Get those little stick-on googly eyes.
What else can we autonomize then?
Well, your mom said that she's got a toothbrush that shows areas that still need to be brushed. Automatic water flossers are already there.
What do you mean automatic water floss?
You know, like the water flossers, like the water pick.
Yeah.
It'll set a certain number of time, and then it'll tell you where you need to go and stuff like that. So.
Oh, yes. I
remember.
I wonder if she has the same too, because my wife wanted electronic toothbrushes. We went to Costco. I tried to talk her out of the most expensive ones. Didn't work. And it had some kind of a sensor that it knew the angle that you were holding it at, and you had to have the app on. And yeah.
Similar.
We don't use we just use it to brush our teeth now. But
yeah, so I mean, like I said, pretty soon you're just going to sit in your couch, and that's going to be it. It's going to do everything else for you.
You know what I always wanted too was I found out you can't have drains, I think, in your garage. Is that right? Because the oils and stuff would go into the sewer system. But I always wanted water sprayer things that when you were driving into your garage, it would hose off the bottom of your car and your wheels and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, you could always just put in your own self-service car wash. You know, it'll do that for you.
Yeah.
You know.
If I had you got the land to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, we could put in an automatic car wash. That would be fun. Yeah. So you've been happy with it, and you've had it for what, about a month now?
Under a month? About right. Yeah.
And
like I said, we got it because we got new floors in the dining room kitchen that were so dark, and they just showed everything. And ever since we got this, that's been the biggest benefit, I think, is we don't get home and look at it and go,
oh, I know. In fact, I remember you showed a picture. We've got basically the same tile in our kitchen, and it is dark. And when you have a husky that's, white and black, it's like We didn't want carpet in the kitchen, but we ended up getting carpet in the kitchen. So that thing might be good.
Yeah.
And you don't. I guess you don't. And you can exclude rooms, right? If you don't want it to do certain rooms.
Yeah, I don't
know.
have it do the whole house because that would take. I mean, it's not fast,
Right.
right? So that's why I kind of limit where it goes each day, and you
So
don't need
you
to
can
back.
break. You can. In other words, you can break that up then. So, well, that's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I
Interesting.
mean, you still got to vacuum stuff, like the corners in your bathroom and stuff like that. You'd have to get the vacuum out from time to time.
Well, the mopping thing is the thing that impresses me.
Mm.
Because for the kitchen, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
So how tall is it?
3, 4 inches maybe.
So it can get underneath counters then, or down underneath.
Dude, and it's got, of course, the brush for when it's basically sweeping hardwood floors, and the brush will go out to the side to get along the corners and the edges. And same with it's really cute. The two little mop pads, one will scoot out to the side to get into the corners and along the edge and stuff, and then come back in.
How long did it take for it to map your house?
Oh wow, maybe an hour.
That's it? Wow.
I think so.
It's pretty impressive.
And it's always updating it when it, like we bought a little entry rug, right? You open the front door to wipe off on, and that wasn't there originally. And so the next time it came over, it goes, "Oh, I identified a new carpet."
Interesting.
Huh.
Now, if it's now, I wonder if it's like now. Does it update itself from a software standpoint?
Yeah.
So, in other words, it does have a connection to ISR.
What's that?
Well, you remember the movie iRobot?
Big Brother. Big
iRobot,
Brother.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's probably built in, like I said, in China. So the Chinese know where our bathroom is. So if you cared about that, but I don't know.
You're gonna get an email that says, "Mr. Sprecher, while we were cleaning your bathroom, we see that you don't have the latest Chinese toilet that has the heated seat, the heated lights, the bidet, and we would like to offer you that." And
it knew that there was a scale on the floor. It could tell that it was a bathroom scale when it was.
Wow.
But what's driving me nuts is I've watched a couple movies now on Amazon Prime streaming or whatever. But so now you already pay for Amazon Prime, which costs money, and now they've got another tier of their streaming service.
They do?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Which is commercial free now. So
okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, so have you watched on Prime where you watch through 3 minutes of commercials before?
Yeah, but I never really pay attention. But, how much extra is that thing to go commercial free?
I don't know. I'm not going to do that. But 3 minutes of commercial. And then I notice every commercial that pops on has a link that takes you right to Amazon. If you so.
Well, of course.
Boy, that is smart. Boy, talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing you can't get on Amazon.
That's right.
I like that. That would be good for us, because if I'm at work, honey, and it says when it sends an image of a new stuffed animal crawling up the wall and it's actually a huge spider, then it'll send the camera to me and I'll say, "Honey, I'm going to stay at the shop and do a few." Yeah. I'll do a few more haircuts this evening. Like I said, I don't think Leica would have a problem. I don't think our cat would have a problem. But I have a feeling Kona and the robot vacuum would have issues.
Yeah. Especially the noise. I mean, it does sound like a vacuum, so that could be true.
Right. No, that sounds interesting. So that's good that we've had an update on this, and that you're still enjoying it.
Yeah. And so next week we've talked about if, I'll spend money on a robot vacuum, but I don't want to buy stuff that ain't on sale. So if Pringles are on sale, we'll likely
well, the one shop that we have, the one grocery store that we have, that we both have is Safeway. So that's the
Yeah.
key. If they're on
I
sale at
get it.
Safeway,
But Pringles are pretty much universal.
and Pringles aren't that expensive.
Well, it's like Doritos, right? It's either $5 or two for $5.
Right. But the cans, I mean, it's not like I still have Doritos. I still have bags of Doritos that we haven't eaten yet.
Uh-huh.
Where with the Pringles, they're going to go pretty fast.
Yeah, they will. And
But
half
the
of
nice
them aren't going to be flaming hot whatever. That's what's nice.
Right. But the nice thing about the Pringles is not only can we do the base flavors and see what we like the best, but they stack perfectly. So we can do a combination of flavors.
They do recommend that.
Yes. So
You
we
know,
can
I
try
watched
that.
a video. Well, maybe we should say this. Save it. I watched a video on how they make Pringles, and I was surprised about the
That there's
ingredients.
no potatoes in it at all,
It's
right?
not. It's not all potato. That's for sure. It's not.
Well, there used to be, I don't know if you remember this, but there used to be a potato-like chip. It predated Pringles, and they were called Munchos.
They were thicker, right? Like twice as
Yes,
thick.
but
Yeah.
it says right on there that it is a potato chip like substance. It does. I mean, it's like I don't think there's any
Well, that's what
potatoes
I
in
was
it.
trying to think. Do Pringles even are they even called potato chips?
I don't know. They could be called potato crisps. But if you put the word potato, it's like a Swiss watch.
Oh,
51% of it has to be made in Switzerland.
yeah. I think it's like 60% potato, which is still that's a lot of not potato in there.
A lot of starch, cornstarch,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Munchos were nauseating. I liked them. I thought they were good because they had
Yeah.
that crosshatch. They had that crosshatch on them. They were really crunchy. But heck, if you eat Cheetos, everything goes out the window because I don't think there's any cheese in Cheetos.
Well,
Probably
it's
not.
not called Cheezos. It's cheat, whatever a cheat
Cheetos.
is. And all the bad ones.
That's probably a true story.
Yeah, that's probably
That's
true.
probably
You
John
know,
is.
I worked picking blueberries, and I learned there that that's where all the moldy and rotten blueberries went to make yogurt. Enjoy that.
Eat well yogurt or Pop Tarts.
Oh, probably. Well, Pop Tarts, I don't think have any really blueberries, do
No, they're just completely chemical, probably. So that's interesting. So as of right now, the plan is that we are going to do Pringles. We've just got to figure out what flavors we're going to do and stuff like that.
all of them?
All of them.
Isn't it?
That's a
Well,
lot of.
that's what we did with Doritos.
Well, that's true.
You don't
That's
want to
true.
leave them wanting more, Dave. That's
Well,
a falsehood.
because now you have the dill pickle Pringles. You got the
Yeah,
sour cream and onion Pringles. You got
yeah.
the regular. You got the barbecue. You got the cheese ones.
Do they still have the ranch ones?
Yeah, you have the ranch Pringles. So there's
They
six
have
right
more
there.
normal flavors. They're not out on the edge with like maybe they do have taco
No,
though.
they do have the flaming hot, and they've got the pizza. They've got the pizza ones, which are
Oh,
really good.
that's right. That's in like a white can. Well, I haven't bought Pringles. You know, I haven't got Pringles for forever for that purpose. That once you start eating a few, half the can's gone. You
Well, yeah,
can't.
because you're not
You
eating
can't
a
eat all.
Pringle, you're eating a stack. And then if you're taking the stack out of the Pringles can and one breaks, well, then now you have to eat that broken one, even though it may be four chips underneath. You can't leave it broken in
Yeah,
the can. That wouldn't be right.
yeah. Well, and plus, you know, it's like a milkshake or something. You're trying to get out, you know, and then the whole bottom of the milkshake comes. If you got a
You've
quarter
actually had
left of
that
the
happen
can,
too.
if you have a quarter left of the can and you just want one or two, no, they're all coming down, and you gotta they're in your hand now. You got to take them.
Oh, speaking of that, do you partake in Starbucks ever as a
Very
treat?
rarely.
Okay. I was in Safeway the other day and I wanted to do something nice for Sharon, so she always gets a venti hazelnut latte, extra shot, half the syrup.
Well,
That's her deal.
yeah,
But they had
Pontiac
this
light on
thing,
syrup.
yeah, they had this thing, and she always gets an extra shot. This time I made a mistake. I gave her an extra 2 shots, so she had 6 shots, and then half the syrup, and she says it was perfect. But they had this oat milk pecan crunch iced coffee.
That sounds delicious.
Oh my God. It is amazing.
That was probably 500 calories.
Oh, at least. But it was so good. This time I added an extra shot so it wasn't as sweet. Because I used to remember I liked the juniper latte
Yeah.
that nobody else liked, but
Don't they how much is a shot?
50 cents, I think.
So her drink was like $45.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, 45.
Okay, so
50.
I want to know what John is actually. So he's saying for the last 2 days, all he's had is water and black coffee. Can we talk about drinks? Now, what does he mean by drinks?
Scotch, vodka, rum,
Well,
maybe.
that's what I want to know.
Okay, John,
Or
tell
does he
us.
want to know what we like in coffee, or is this an idea for a show? Because John knew. So we have had tastings of vodka, rum,
Scotch.
and gin.
We've done scotch.
Did we? I don't think we've
Way
done
back,
scotch.
way back
Did we?
when, I think. Yeah. I thought we did.
Okay.
Or maybe we didn't do scotch because it would end up costing the national debt to get all the scotches.
Can we talk about drink? What do you want? But yeah, John, we'd be all over. But is this a singular question or a show idea? Because we're both into the coffee preparation. We can talk coffee. That would be a whole. Could we do a whole show? I don't know.
Oh, we could do a whole show on coffee easily. Well, we did. Remember, we had what's his name from the coffee place,
Burke's Beans, who makes the NurseDave Shaving World coffee.
Have you talked to him lately?
No. I've gotten lazy because I used to. Here you go, John. We're talking about drinks.
Oh, he's in the middle of a.
Oh, he wants to stop talking about food. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yeah. So I used to. There's this coffee guy. So watch one of our early shows. So I found this guy on TikTok who would roast his coffee live on TikTok, and if you ordered it, like then he would roast yours live in front of you and send it out the next day. And he lives just over the bay from us, and so I started ordering coffee from him, and I would do the AeroPress at work because I wanted good coffee, and so I kind of regularly went through the coffee I would get from him. But now I'm very embarrassed to say that more often I'm doing just the Keurig at work because I have to remember to grind my coffee before I get to
You
it.
used to give me a hard time about using Keurig. But if you find the right blend of coffee Keurigs, they're not bad. Like right now, well, we don't have any right now, but we have a French roast from Safeway, their brand. But we had been getting Caribou mahogany blend because we both like really dark coffees.
Oh.
And then Puerto Rican coffee is absolutely the most amazing coffee on the planet. It's amazing. And it was made by a company called Yaucono. So the last time we were at the Puerto Rican restaurant, my wife had a cup of coffee and I tasted it. I said, man, that tastes like real, true Puerto Rican coffee. So the owner of the restaurant came over and I asked him, because, yeah, it's Yaucono. I said, God, I would love to be able to get some. He goes, oh, go on Amazon. Sure enough, Amazon has Yaucono Keurig cups.
Now, is this Puerto Rican grown coffee or the style? Oh,
no, it's grown in.
I don't think I've ever had Puerto Rican coffee.
I'll send you a couple of the Keurig cups. It is so good, so good, so good.
So my favorite I found so far, because I like a nice smooth mellow coffee. I don't like intense, and so I get Dunkin' Donuts.
You might like the Obsidian then, Caribou Obsidian. Their Keurig. Sharon loves it. We got that off Amazon too, but.
Yeah.
The problem is, as you know, with Keurigs, is you got to know the date codes because coffee does get old, you know.
Yeah. So what Cowboy Coffee? Because I thought Cowboy Coffee is the grounds are just in the water, right? Isn't that what Cowboy Coffee is, or did you just mean super intense?
No, I think that's you just put it in the bottom, you boil it and strain it out. But there's nothing like at work. Yeah, well, at work I use a percolator, the old-fashioned percolator.
Yeah, why do you do that?
Because it plugs into the wall. No, it plugs into the wall and it's easy. I keep a thing of ground coffee that I grind here at the shop, and because I only have one cup, I have basically one cup of coffee when I get up in the morning, shower, shave, leave, and then I have one cup at the shop for the whole day, and that's it. 2 cups.
Oh, so
2
it just
cups.
makes a small amount.
Yeah.
You're
Well, no, I mean I can make up to 4 cups, but I only make 2 cups at the shop because the last time I made a whole pot, I ended up making 3 pots because people would come in and say, "Hey, Dave, got some extra coffee," which is okay. No, and the thing is because Sharon drinks pots of coffee, not cups, pots,
Yeah.
pots of coffee. That is her drink.
So
Well,
what bean do you buy for home? You just have a regular coffee brewer at home, then, right?
no, I've got the Breville. I got the you remember when I bought that the espresso machine, the latte machine. Then we have a Keurig. Then we have a regular coffee pot that you grind the beans into the coffee pot to make a whole thing of coffee.
Yeah.
That's the one. Well, that's the one that you suggested, the Cuisinart one. We got that one.
Here we go. Here's the answer. You put the ground on top of cold water, bring that to a boil. Once it boils, I let it boil for 1 minute, then take it off and splash cold water on top to lower the.
Interesting.
I've never heard of such a thing. That's old school. So are you making coffee just in a pan, like a saucepan, then, or?
That's interesting.
All right.
We always called that camp coffee.
Talking about that, I got to get back. I got to ground my stuff, and I got to stop being lazy about having good. Because every time I do it, I'm like, okay, it's quick, but it doesn't taste that great. Yeah. You know the thing
I did take an AeroPress because Mark Beam gave me an AeroPress, and I really like the AeroPress. And I took that to work for a little bit, but I find that the percolator is just easy because as I'm getting my shop towels, heated and getting all the shaving gear ready and the shears and everything else, I can put 2 or 3 scoops of the ground coffee in the percolator, fill it up with water, plug it in, and it percolates, and then it stops, and then I have my coffee.
Got it. All right.
So
a backpacking pot that holds. So yeah. So you just he's like the chuck wagon guy of coffee.
Yeah, we actually have a chuck wagon style thing that we use in the motorhome. Well, we got it to say, hey, we've got camp coffee, but in actuality, we have a Keurig that we use in the RV.
No espresso machine in the RV yet, huh?
No, but I've thought about, and I have not used it as much as I thought I was going to. I mean, I've got this beautiful, beautiful machine right here, and I don't use it that much. Same thing. I got lazy. Because you can take a Keurig cup and go, done.
Yeah. All right. Well,
all right. So we'll let everybody know in advance if we decide to do the Pringles. But if you have any ideas for shows, please let us know. Because we want. Oh, now PB comes in.
Look
now
who finally shows up,
and he says Keurig is poor.
Yeah, that's true.
It is, but it's convenient.
That's it.
It's convenient. If you want a quick cup of coffee and you want to just drink it, it's convenient.
Yeah, that's because I'm thinking about you just mentioned convenience, and so it'd be easy for us to taste test like instant coffees. But again, you'd have to buy a whole big old thing with every one of them, and then you just throw away the rest. Yeah,
this is true. This is true.
Yeah, I'm a big AeroPress fan. Yeah. Well, we could do a beer channel. Well, so this.
But you don't like beer.
No. But see, this is what I do for the people, Dave. This is what I do.
We could do beer. We could do beer, and it's not like we'd have. It's not like we could do a multi-seasonal show on beers because there's so many.
And I can tell you how they all taste like beer, and I don't like any of them.
No.
Just like the hot sauce, it'd be like, yep, they're all freaking hot. How's that?
No, but see, the thing is, have you ever drank a Guinness, which is not really a beer?
I tried one,
and you didn't like it.
So here's what maybe we can do. We do have a friend of the show who doesn't actually really ever show up on this show to watch.
Oh, I know who that is.
Beers. Yeah, he's way into beers. So maybe that could be the okay. We got it, PB. We can work on that. We'll work with this guy,
We'll have him on the show.
and
We'll
say, "Can you find a beer that I like? Since I don't like beer."
Well,
That'll be the challenge.
let's have him
How's that?
pick. Let's have him pick six to eight beers,
Yep.
and we'll have little tastings. Like a flight.
Mm-hmm.
And the challenge will be to him. He'll be
Yeah.
on the show live. The challenge to him will be to find a beer that you like.
Yeah. And we both have Total Wine, so you can look on the Total Wine website, right? And they got a gajillion beers there.
Well, one of his favorite beers is brewed right here in Tucson.
What is that one?
Barrio Brewing Company, the Barrio Red. So here's the Keurig cup. That's the Puerto Rican coffee.
Huh.
It's so
All
good.
right.
So yeah, so we'll do that. So maybe not this next week, obviously, because we'll have to have him coordinate that. But we'll try to do the Pringles this next week.
Yeah. And then I'll need like Oreos to get the taste of beer out of my mouth afterwards.
Oh God. Well, we've already done the Oreo challenge. Remember? Did we do the Oreo challenge? Yes, we did. I thought we did. But see, once they came out with the Oreo thins, I can't do regular Oreos anymore.
Yeah. All right.
All right, folks. Well, what is this? Brother Thelonious Belgian Style Abbey Ale by North Coast Brewing. Wow. There's your dad's choice. So we're going to have to figure out a way to get some of that. So.
All right, buddy.
All right,
we
folks.
got
Well, that gives us some ideas. Well, then again, thank you for joining us, folks. There has been a somewhat of a time change, not for Dave, but for me. Well, no, not for me, but for Dave.
And everybody else.
That's right. We stay the same. But it's still, the show is always 6 p.m. Mountain Time or 5 p.m. Pacific. I put 5 p.m. Pacific so you can remember.
Thanks.
So, all right, folks. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. And like I said, if you have any ideas for shows, please let us know. And we will see you again next week, more than likely, with Pringles. And hit the like button because Tig Lily said so. And trust me on this, guys. Hit the like button because she will find you. She's like Liam Neeson. She knows who you are. She knows where you are, and she will find you.
In 8 different movies.
Exactly. All right, folks. Have a good night. Say good night, Dave.
Night, Dave.
Take care, folks.